Yo squad, it's Stealth. We're back with another video today. It's been a while since I made a video, but you guys wanted more information on Hytale, and we got a brand new article on Hytale in the world generation. And I have to say, guys, I know I've been talking about how this looks like Minecraft too, but quite frankly, this game is turning out to be a game that I feel like will be one of the best games we've seen in a very long time. Regardless of how you feel about it and its resemblance to Minecraft, I feel like this game is trying to separate itself from this whole idea of Minecraft and become something even greater, which has me really hyped. I'm really looking forward to Hytale. And yes, we got a lot to go over today, a lot of information. So if you're really interested in Hytale, make sure you watch the entire video because yes, this is a big fat article and it's just full of information about the world generation. So I'm really excited about this. So hopefully you guys are just really hyped about Hytale. Let me know down below in the comment section how you guys feel about this game so far. What do you like? What don't you like? Maybe things you would like to see in Hytale. So hashtag Stealth Army because I will be liking and favoriting some of the best comments in today's video. So guys, with that said, let's go ahead and jump straight into this video. I will have a link in the description to this article, but let's get started. Today we're going to provide a first look at Hytale's world generation system, the technology that underpins every area you'll explore as you progress through the adventure mode. As you might expect, there's a lot to cover, so let's get to it. First, however, a quick note, in order to focus on world gen and avoid spoilers, we've disabled creatures and enemies in most of the screenshots below. So we're probably not going to see new bosses in this article, which is a bummer, but oh well. This piece of concept art is one of the first we produced when development of Hytale began. It depicts 4 of the zones that make up the planet of Orbis, which is where the bulk of Hytale's storyline takes place. As you can see, each zone is unique. Our world generation system draws from a different set of rules for each one, and each has its own set of biomes. If you look closely, you'll get a sense for how underground topography changes from winding caves and dungeons of Zone 1 to the subterranean forests of Zone 4. Here's an example of zone-based world gen in action. You're looking at a top-down view of Zone 1, comprising several different biomes, forests, lakes, hills, ravines, and more. Our world gen system ties these together seamlessly along with topographical features like ponds and rocky outcrops. You can also see a handful of generated points of interest. Each zone has its own set of blocks and distinct content, including furniture sets, NPC races, creatures and critters, plant life, weather, and geology. Exploring a cave in Borio will be very different from exploring a cave in the Emerald Grove. This is sick. Oh my gosh. Look at the furniture too. Wow, this is actually cool. All right, let's continue. Zones have different coastal features too, including specific biomes for the shoreline. Above you can see mountainous coast in Zone 3, whereas below you can see the sands of Zone 2. These unique world gen elements continue underwater with secrets to find if you're brave enough to venture beneath the waves. Oh my goodness. This is what I'm talking about. That's not all, however. Venture far enough from land and you'll encounter the ocean shelf, a sudden drop off at the edge of each zone that leads to the deep ocean. The deep ocean is effectively a zone all by itself. It holds many dangers and rewards for intrepid explorers to discover. You'll have to prepare carefully in order to survive in the depths. Wow, this looks really exciting. Beyond the oceans lie the infinite lands. Hytale's storyline won't take you out that far, but our world gen tech will ensure that there's always something for you to find beyond the edges of the world. World generation applies to underground areas too, including caves and dungeons. While these will play differently in each zone, there are a few universal principles that govern each. Caves are full of secrets and creatures to encounter and will be an important source of resources. They are entirely procedurally generated based on rules that differ from zone to zone. Dungeons are a little different. They comprise multiple chambers and encounters joined by connecting passageways, often culminating in a final room, providing challenges and special rewards tailored by our world team. Dungeons are just one example of how prefabricated content is incorporated in Hytale's world generation. We've created thousands of prefabs, 3,785 so far. They run the range from environmental features like trees and rock faces, all the way up to ruins, buildings, and special encounters. These are distributed throughout the world at random and sometimes appear only once, but may feature hand-designed challenges, objectives, and rewards. Each prefab is custom built and is the equivalent of a blueprint for a particular piece of content. In addition to their visual design, they can have their own triggers and events attached too. Above, you can see the concept art for a specific kind of prefab. The entrance to a portal dungeon when you meet the criteria necessary to unlock one. You'll enter a hand-designed encounter with its own rules and terrain. You'll be limited to what blocks you can break within these portal dungeons, challenging you to overcome obstacles using other skills. Depending on where you find them, portal entrances can take several different forms. So if you guys didn't notice, they're basically essentially talking about bosses here, or a large part of this is going to include bosses, which is why they haven't showcased any of the mobs, any of the creatures or NPCs. But yes, spoiler alert, there's going to be quite a few bosses in Hytale. I'm really excited about this, and it sounds like it's going to be rather challenging. Now, what you find on the other side will vary massively. Here's a glimpse at an early portal dungeon, the Temple of Gaia, along with one of its component parts, the Garden of Elements. You've now got a sense of the broad principles that govern world generation in Hytale, from unique zones to hand-designed dungeons. All of this is governed by a set of rules, and some of our favorite environmental features come about when two contrasting sets of rules collide. We call these happy little accidents, moments when the principles we've laid out for a given zone combine in surprising ways. We've discovered rivers that carve their way through mountains and dungeons that have been split in half by a ravine. Swampy terrain might creep halfway up a mountain, or you might be exploring a cave only to discover a lost mine deep within. These small touches help ensure that every world and the adventures you have there truly feel different. What's more, all of the world generation systems we've created will be fully customizable by content creators. You can tweak worldgen rules or write your own. Through configuration files, you can also build and share your own prefabs and dungeons, including instant portal dungeons. You can create and configure your own blocks, environments, and even NPCs. Combining all of these options together gives content creators the power to craft biomes, zones, and ultimately worlds of their own. This is magnificent, guys. Like, this honestly doesn't even sound real. The amount of detail, just every single biome is going to be very unique. Every biome you explore is an adventure in and of itself. You can dig straight down, maybe find a dungeon or find some sort of mine shaft, and you can go look for these portals and possibly encounter something very powerful and get some really cool exclusive loot as a result. You can go into the ocean and the deep depths of the ocean and find some really special stuff there. It's going to be very difficult, but it's great because this means that this game has so much potential. It's not one of those games you're going to beat overnight, and if you do happen to beat the game, you can still explore the world, and it's going to continue to develop over time. It's like constantly evolving and changing, because the world is technically infinite and the possibilities are just infinite as well. And every world is going to be slightly different or drastically different. And also there's furniture. Like, I'm really excited about that. And depending on the biome that you're in, it's going to reflect that biome and the unique style of that biome. So the furniture is going to represent the area that you're in. Not everything is going to be the same. So yes, a lot of similarities to Minecraft, but I feel like they learned a lot from Minecraft and they built on it and they made it something very different. Something, in my honest opinion, that could possibly be better, but we just don't know yet until the game is actually out. But But yes, this, guys, is going to be spectacular. I'm really hyped. Let me know what your thoughts are so far about this game down below. Show this video some love if you did watch the entire video. Let me know down below in the comment section. And have notifications on as well so you don't miss a stream or a video. With that said, I'll see you all in the next video. So take care. Peace.